Hey you guys, this is Alicia, and today I'm finally doing my room tour. So I wanted to start with my door sign that Rena made me when we were in our swap. So there it is, and I'm gonna shut the door. My boyfriend's sleeping. We sleep during the day. We're like vampires. I'm actually gonna be going to bed after this video. So anyway, so this is the first wall. Here is where I keep some of my trinkets. That's a letter that Tracy altered for me. And these are the trinkets that I don't really want to use yet. I got my Tim Holtz there. I got my Primas there as well. And then I also keep some of the things that I have gotten on swaps and things. I love that hat. That one's by Lisa, and she made this. Here, I'll show you guys. It's really awesome. It has a secret compartment in the bottom. See that? She had goodies in there, but I already took them out. So it goes like that. My little top hat. It's a tag I made for Sabrina, and this is the box that Tracy made for me for our first swap. And then I found this, a lot of these cabinets and stuff I bought so I could alter them and then have them in my room, but I really haven't gotten around it because of all the swaps and stuff that I always join. I just never really make time for altering things. But all of this, anything that's white, it's going to be altered. Most likely it'll all be the same collection or the same paper, but anyway, this is my first cabinet. That's where I keep all my inks and paints, just stuff that I kind of want to hide. And then over here, I have more altered stuff. This used to be our bedroom, so it says always kiss me goodnight, but my boyfriend let me turn it into my craft room. So here is where I have like my inks. All of those are my clays. I bought a bunch of them when they were only $1. So I have polymer clays for a whole year now. I keep my glossy stuff over there. And then all of these have like my brads. I got my, what do I have in here? Let's see. I have all my like wood stuff. Clothespins, tags, stuff like that. I get my stick pins in here, all the extra ones because I keep some out. My bingo things. This is all adhesives, and then these are all my molds and stuff, the ones that I've made. And then over here, I got that clock from my mom when I made her hers for Christmas. I found that at her house, so I just took it. I told her I was going to alter it as well and keep it for myself. This is another drawer. I keep my embossing powders there and my glitters. You can see over here. Now, all of this stuff I've gotten from either thrift shops or IKEA. So, like for example, all of these are, I put 4 IKEA tables. I stacked them together. And then I just store my paints and stuff down there in the bottom. And then I put those cabinets that I got at the thrift shops. So you can see this one still has a tag. I paid, it wasn't $9.99. I think it was like a 50% off day. Or with the green tag sale or something, because I was really cheap. I think I paid like $2-3 for it. It wasn't expensive at all. And so was that one. That one was like 99 cents, and that's where I keep all my embossing folders and then all my scrap paper. I don't throw away anything, and I know it looks messy, but I like to keep all my scrap paper. That's the box that I made for Christmas, and I wanted to alter this doll. I want to alter her dress. So I just have her sitting there. And then over here, I keep all of my just extra stuff. I keep my Tim Holtz dies down here, and I should try to find a better storage for it because it's really heavy and you can't really fit them there anymore, but I'll try to figure something out for that. And that way I don't really use them as much unless just because they're like stored away, and sometimes I forget which ones I do have, so I gotta come up with something better to store them. Now over here I got my paper. I got my graphic 45s over here, and then I just kind of grouped them by like shabby, browns, and then colors and stuff. Over here is the beginning of my candy station. I have a bubble gum machine that I've been wanting to alter, but I have not made it a priority because that's something I want to keep, and I don't really prioritize doing it for me. I keep all my flowers in these cupcake holder, so from small to big, the ones that I make and the ones that I get also. Then I got those two frames were from a swap that I was in. And then I love bird cages. I think I counted 16, 17 of them. And I only buy them when they're on sale, and I bought a bunch of them for Christmas. And I also got a lot of these Christmas picks, so I just kind of use this to store them up. That's a clipboard that Tracy made me. That was our very first swap that we had. And then over here, we're on the 3rd floor, so as you guys are looking at all that snow, but that's just from last night. It was a pretty big snowstorm that we had yesterday. It snowed all day. And then, I don't know if you could really see very well, but those are I love cherubs. That's another thing. I have tons and tons of cherubs, and I always find them at the thrift shop. So there's my cherubs there. And then my bird cages, I try to keep laces and trims on them. And the cool thing about having holes is that I could just, like, if whatever I need, I could just pull on it and use it, and that way I know what I have, because I have lots of trims, and sometimes if I just store them away, I just don't use them. So this is my working table. I got this at a thrift shop too, and that's where I keep all my, I don't really buy stickles because I think they're so expensive. I get this brand, the CAZ brand. And so I got a bunch of colors, and then I got my bubble paints on there. And then this is where I keep my, what do I have here? Oh yeah, I got my spools here, and then I got my doilies in there. And then I got more cherubs. Anything that has a cherub or an angel at a thrift shop I buy. This is where I keep my glue sticks. There's this plaster cherub that I bought in Mexico when I was there, and I just have not painted it yet, but I'm sure I will someday. I'll just keep it in my desk in the meantime. And then here and along my window I got more of my cherubs. You can see them, they're all down there. And then the things that I have gotten on swaps, there's the mini that Tracy made me, and then the domino books. I got, this one was by Mary Hale, and then that one was Tracy's. And here's a couple more altered things. It was a box that Rena made me. I got this pincushion from Tracy as well. This is a project that it's almost done. I used I had 3 pages of graphic 45, gosh, what's it called? Can't think of it. Oh man, really? Why can't I think of it? Here it is. Steampunk Debutante. That's what it is. So I'll be showing that project soon. And then over here I got this. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I use my glue gun so much. Can't figure out how to make it stop dripping, so I just have like this tray that I let it drip, and then I also forget to unplug it a lot. I just like to keep it plugged in at least when I'm crafting. And then this little it's like a stool. That's where I keep all of my let's see if I can show you guys. It's where I store all of my beads and things in there. I was going through them yesterday, and I finally got to, I had to make room because I have a shipment coming in, an order that I made online, so I had to make room in some of these boxes for the new stuff. And then over here, I got my TV, because even if it's just for noise, if I'm not really watching it, I have to have the TV on. Now, this is an old dresser that we had, and the drawers are not really working well, but I like to use it to store all of my trims and laces and stuff that's not too heavy, just because I don't want to throw it away. And it also helps to keep my TV on there. Then I got another bird cage with some of my wedding stuff, appliques that I've cut up. That cherub's actually a lamp. It looks like a wax candle, but it's a lamp. It turns on from the bottom. And then over here, that's another window. We're in the corner apartment building, so I get 2 windows, and that's why I really like this. There's a lot of light during the day. There is 2 more cherubs up there. And then this is kind of like my working station. I got that spinning, I think this is a Recollections, I think they're both Recollections, where I keep some of my stuff, and I like to have it right here next to my table so I could just turn around and pick them up. And then I like to keep my chipboard pieces here hanging, but it doesn't look pretty, so I just put the cards that I get for like the month. This is actually the first card that Tracy made me, and then this is the one she sent me on the next swap. And I was also in a card swap. Leslie made this. Hi, Leslie. I got your cards in here. It's so funny, before we started talking, before we found out that we lived in the same state, we were in a swap, a card swap, and it was actually the swap that I had to send over to South Africa. And I kept one of the cards that she made me, so now I got like the old ones, the before and the after. And then here's some more of those cards. This is the card that I just made, and that way kind of keeps it covered, and then I get to display my cards. Over here I got a mini candy station. I keep some of the resin pieces that I make, and the ones that I've bought, that I've made molds out of. I keep like my steampunk things and trinkets in here. Some of these picks that I got over Christmas, I got a bunch of them, so I keep my red ones on this side. And then this over here, I bought it at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure what it is, but I had so much fabric that I decided to just cut up the circles and keep them stored here for when I want to make flowers, because most of the flowers I make, I start with circles. But I dropped it, so now they were all stacked up by colors, and now they're all mixed in together, but it still serves its purpose. It keeps them all in there. So then I got some of my bling flowers there, and this is just a little table that I got at the thrift shop too, and I just covered up. And over here I got my flowers. All of my flowers are in this IKEA, what is it? I don't know what it is. Bookshelf. And then I keep them all in like glass containers, and that way I could see what they have there. They were better organized, but as soon as I start pulling them out, I kind of start mixing them up. And then I got my lace scraps in here too, by colors. Got some flowers there. Up here I went on this fairy tale charm, I don't even know what to call it, madness shopping. I bought every single one that I could find, because they were 50% off at Hobby Lobby, and my Hobby Lobby is like 2 hours away. So when Tracy texted me and told me that they were on sale, I just ran over there and bought every single one that I could find. So they're all in here, and I haven't even taken them out of the package because I'm gonna try not to use them, but if I want them, they're all in here. Then over here I got these boxes. I've had these boxes for like forever. I keep some of my extra trims and stuff in there. And then in this bird cage I keep the lace that I dye myself. Most of that is from my avocado dye. And then over here I got some of my wedding dresses. I display them just as decoration, and then if I want to cut a little piece out of them, then I got them right there. And then my closet, I got boxes on the other side. This side, that's where I keep, I have to find a better storage for these, but so far it works. I got my punches here and some of my stamps there. All my like extra stuff that I bought are up there at the altar. And then I got some more wedding dresses in here. I got 1, 2, 3 of them in here. So, and then I'll show you something real quick. I'm kind of embarrassed. Before I started, I got back into crafting. I was buying lots of shoes. I stopped counting at 85 pairs, but I keep some of them here and not very organized. I don't have room for them anymore, but I got shoes, some my dirty little secrets, so I gotta keep it in the closet so nobody can see them. And then, okay, and so in the middle of my room, I have my candy station where I keep all my little trinkets and candies that I like to have them out so I could just pull them out. A lot of them are stored away on my pink ottoman, but the ones that I use the most I like to keep out here. So this was a jewelry box, and I just kind of color code them over here. I got this from a swap with Tracy, and I keep all like my charms, and I just kind of put like crowns, flowers, and categorize them. I get some of my appliques over here. These are some of my Prima trinkets that I have open and that I'm hoping to use, but I don't really use them very often. Sorry, this is my phone. And then some of my bling over here. Cameos. I love cameos. The cameos that I've made, the cameos that I've bought are over there. Some buttons. Love bling. So I got my gold and my silver buttons over there. And these pieces I've actually bought, and I bought them in Mexico too, these little fairies. They are plaster, and I started painting them, and then I stopped. That one looks kind of creepy because the eyes are not painted yet. And then this is where I keep my arty cakes and all my bigger charms. That's also like a fairy with a flower tray. And I started painting it, but I haven't really finished. And then over here I get like my projects that I'm working on. Kind of stack them up here. I'm working on a calendar with my place and time paper that I haven't really finished. So this is it, guys. I mean, I feel like I don't have enough space that I need a bigger room, but I'm making it work with what I have. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that it was helpful. There is any, I mean, I don't really have my storage done all the way that I would have wanted to, but maybe there's some helpful tricks or helpful storage tips that maybe you can get out of this. And also for a few ladies that wanted to look at my crafting area. So thank you for watching and hanging in there with me for almost 20 minutes. Okay, bye bye.